Unlike Meek Mill, Tay-K had a very dissimilar experience in court.
Ouch. I heard.
The race is over. 55 years.
Ouch.
And he has another murder trial to go.
Oh, so, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was 2 murders, that he was both allegedly involved in. This first one here,
he's not the gunman.
Man, I don't know every single detail about these 2 things. I'm not a big Tay-K fan. We're just reporting on it. But he has another
I'm
murder.
Not either. I never heard of him before this.
Well, that's on The Race. I didn't beat the case, bitch. I did the race. You never heard that?
And
it was
so
like the biggest...
I'm hearing that song is about this murder or some shit like that. Like, did this song
because
maybe get him in trouble?
Well, what had happened
Keeping
was
it real going wrong. Is that what happened?
Well, what had happened was he was arrested for this, and I think he made bond, and he had an ankle bracelet. And
where's this kid from?
Arlington, Texas seems to be the last place he was at, although he moved around a lot. He was in Long Beach, he was in Compton, he was in Virginia, but it seems like Arlington, Texas was where he kind of went to high school at, and that's where all the craziness began. And I guess he actually cut off his ankle bracelet and did that song, The Race, which is basically talking about cutting off his ankle bracelet. And that song became a #1 song. He's actually the only artist of all time that has had a #1 song but has never performed it.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty crazy. 55 years, you're eligible for parole in like 28 or something like that. He's like 19 years old, I think.
And what was this, a murder, robbery? Like, what was the circumstances?
Let's see. History of legal issues. First reported case when he was a witness to the murder of 20-year-old Sarah Mussishner by this other member of his gang. It was like 2 murders happened. And then like someone got beat up really badly. Like this dude was kind of on a rampage. But he's got a song that everyone loves. So people kind of look the other way.
Well, it's unfortunate, man. It's like another, the person who got killed is gone. The person who gets these years, they damn near, that's like death. That's like a death sentence. 55 years.
Yeah.
It's like, to the people on the street, you're dead.
Well, yeah, and there was a whole crew of them, and they were all getting like 20, 30 years in exchange for cooperation and so forth. It looks like he got the worst of it. They all pretty much turned on him. They all told. If you're, engaging in highly illegal activities, you have to have an understanding beforehand that someone telling on you comes with this game. You're not going to really expect everyone to hold firm and do 20 years and not tell on you when these are 19, 20-year-olds.
Especially when systems aren't in place that would prevent somebody from telling. You see what I'm saying? Like back in the days, like real gangsters, like the reason why they wouldn't tell is because their family's gonna be taken care of and shit like that while you in jail, and motherfuckers gonna be putting money on your book. You gonna be good in jail. All of that type of shit. Like, motherfuckers don't do shit like that no more. You know what I mean? Like, you just go to jail and now that shit is on you. So they're like, oh, word? There's no incentive. And then the police give you an incentive to tell. Well, if you tell, here's my incentive. Where's these people's incentive not to tell? Other than you're going to be called bad names on the street, and maybe niggas will come at you. But
yeah,
that's a risk some people's ready to take.
Yeah, they'll come after you if you move back to your old neighborhood. If you go and move to a whole different state, you're pretty much safe. No one's moving state to state to go after you.
Right.
I've never heard of these stories. Maybe, in the
Well,
mob
especially a neighborhood drug dealer doesn't necessarily have the reach of an El Chapo to where, you fucking move to another country and this motherfucker could still get you. All of a sudden you on the beach and they're like, ha-ha. motherfucker. like
Right.
you could damn near in some places you can move on the other side of town and might be okay because the nigga you got to beef with, he might not even have a car. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, Tay-K, do your time. Hopefully he could have, at some point, he comes to a certain level of realization over what he did and could use his celebrity to discourage people from following his footsteps.
I mean, when I hear about his story, I can't help but think of Max B. You know what I mean? 75 years. He wasn't even there. Like, this guy supposedly wasn't the gunman, but he gets 55 years. Yeah, and people like early in their careers, you know what I mean, that might have, the potential. There's a lot of that too, like wasted potential that I see in the two stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, we'll see what happens. He's got a lot of time to sit down and think about it.
Yeah, he does.